Alen Babic posted this picture on his Instagram page yesterday, and as you can see, it's him in training camp with Tyson Fury, helping him prepare for his trilogy fight with Derek Chisora. Now, this has led to some speculation among boxing fans about whether Babic is still being managed by Dillian Whyte, whether he's fallen out with Dillian Whyte, etc. Given the fact that Dillian Whyte just got knocked out by Tyson Fury and he hasn't been very complimentary of Fury after that particular bout. Boxing is full of big egos, and it is not unheard of for a fighter to get upset when their training buddy or promotional stablemate or even countryman goes and helps out a rival in their training camp. That is not unheard of. Some fighters do get upset by things like that. But is that the case here with Dillian Whyte and Babic? Because at the end of the day, Babic isn't just a training buddy and a sparring partner of Dillian Whyte. He's a client. Dillian Whyte or his management company manage Alen Babic, and therefore they're supposed to be acting in Alen Babic's best interest, which means, part of that is getting him the best sparring opportunities. And who better to spar with than Tyson Fury? So Babic benefits from this, probably, and there are instances where sparring people who are much better than you can actually be detrimental, certain circumstances, but I'll come on to that in a separate video. But for the most part, steel sharpens steel. If you want to get better, you need to be sparring people who are very, very good. And of course, Tyson Fury is exactly that. And also, you have to factor in, Dillian Whyte is, as far as I'm aware, in the United States because he's training with Buddy McGirt. I know Buddy McGirt has been in the UK because he is working with several UK fighters. But I think at the moment that Dillian Whyte is still in the United States. Maybe Babic didn't want to go over there. Therefore, the next best thing, well, let me not say next best thing, it's better for Babic to be sparring Tyson Fury rather than sparring Dillian Whyte. Of course, Tyson Fury is the better fighter of the two. Just to finish up, Babic is, at the moment, supposed to be fighting Oscar Rivas for the WBC Bridgerweight title, but I haven't heard much about that in recent weeks. I know Eddie Hearn said that the WBC need to formally order the fight. I'm not sure what the holdup is. I know the WBC have just had a convention, and maybe we're going to get some news coming out of that convention about when this Alen Babic Oscar Rivas fight is going to happen. If and when it does, I certainly look forward to it because I think it's a very interesting clash of styles. Both guys are pressure fighters. Oscar Rivas is the naturally bigger man, big muscular guy, and he is the more technically sound of the two. And many people believe that Oscar Rivas is going to be the one to take Alen Babic's O. I'm sure Alen Babic will have other ideas. Now, maybe, as I say, I'll go into it more in depth in a separate video. But with regards to this sparring stuff, Alen Babic is one of these guys who spars very, very hard. And he apparently does this all the time, if not most of the time. And when you combine that with the fact that he's a relatively small heavyweight and he has little to no defense, that is a recipe for a short career. Never mind all the punches he's taken in professional fights. In the gym, he's going in there sparring Dillian Whyte all the time, or certainly was, right? Dillian Whyte's a 250-pound heavyweight who hits hard. And they're having these huge all-out battles in the gym. In fact, that's why Dillian Whyte decided to sign Alen Babic, because he brought him in as a sparring partner, didn't really know who he was, and Babic tried to take his head off. And Dillian Whyte was like, okay, I need to sign this guy because he actually has something. So he's having all these all-out battles with Dillian Whyte. He's sparring Joe Joyce, who's absolutely massive. He's sparring Tyson Fury and all these other people. And these people are a lot better than him. So there's something to be said for, yes, sparring people who are better than you to get better. But if all that's happening in the spars is you're taking loads and loads of punches, that's going to actually be more detrimental than anything. Who knows if that is the case with Alen Babic, and he's taken so much punishment in the gym at this point that he's actually going to start deteriorating in his professional fights. And I have wondered about whether we've actually already started to see that in his past couple fights, David Spilmont and Adam Bolski, whether there was actually deterioration there. Because to me, he didn't look like he had the same fire. But of course, there can be other factors. There can be other reasons outside the ring. Maybe he's tired from so many training camps and all this kind of thing. There can be other reasons why someone would start to show deterioration. And of course, maybe it's the opponents. Maybe it's the style of the opponents, etc., etc. But you guys let me know what you think in the comments section below.